Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a general consensus in the Republic of Kenya that William Samoei Arap Ruto is likely to make history as the first one-term president in the Republic of Kenya.
Kelvin Madanga, Chris Gitonga, tunasema viva jamani. Haya, huyo alikuwa 12 years old. Kennedy Onyango, viva! Rex Masai, viva! Matthew Njoroge, viva! Kevin Mawasi.
But the question which most Kenyans are asking is who is likely to succeed William Ruto in 2027? Most people had hoped that Azimio were likely to front a candidate, a joint candidate, who would then defeat William Ruto in 2027. But I have bad news for Azimio. The Gen Zs are likely to spoil the party for Azimio.
Make some noise, Kenya!
And in my view, Raila Odinga and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance must actually be worried about the Gen Zs after they successfully managed to stop that finance bill. The Gen Zs have also successfully managed to make William Ruto stay in the Republic of Kenya for 3 good weeks. The Gen Zs forced William Ruto out of his cocoon to go and engage them on X Spaces.
I'm Marvin Mabonga. I come from Kimilili constituency in Bungoma County. So, Mr. President, before you go, I want to let you know that in your cabinet, currently we are having so many incompetent cabinet secretaries. For instance, let me give you an example of your friend, Kipchumba Murkomen. Kipchumba Murkomen did law. He has never been in any law firm in this country. He has never won any case. But currently, he's heading the Ministry for Road and Transport. My question is, between where is the conjunction between the Ministry of Transport and a lawyer? In that department, you should be putting there a person who has done even civil engineering, who knows so much about construction. Lastly,
so in this video, I want to explain to you guys why Raila Odinga and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance must be very worried about the Gen Zs. But before you do that, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. So the best thing, just press that subscribe button now so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to explain to you guys why Raila Odinga and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance must actually be worried about the Gen Zs movement. But again, before you do that, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting this channel. You can also do the same using the same numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, why do I strongly believe that the Gen Zs are going to disappoint Raila Odinga and they are also going to disappoint Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance? And for Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance to align themselves with the Gen Zs, they must craft a watertight strategy. I'm saying that because of the following. Number one, do you think it's going to be easy to control the Gen Zs? It's not going to be very easy. William Ruto, with all the instruments of power, was not able to control them. William Ruto even tried to divide them. He could not do that. This generation, they are well educated, which means they know what they want. We know how our political parties are managed in the Republic of Kenya. These people are tribeless. Our politics is normally mobilized around tribes. The Gen Zs are breaking that. These guys are tech savvy. For example, ODM party conducted their nominations in the last election through ICT. Now, in 2027, if they were to try that, then they must be very sure that those gadgets will be working. Otherwise, they are going to be disappointed. These Gen Zs are actually able to pull resources together. When their members were shot by the police, some killed, some maimed, what happened? They were able to raise over 30 million within a week. So that's a group that you don't joke with. In fact, if these guys were to organize a rally, let's say they are going to Nakuru, you'll witness the kind of convoy never witnessed in the Republic of Kenya. So which means they cannot be easily bought. Azimio and all other political parties are used to the kind of youths which they always manipulate. And they always want to control the youths. But the Gen Zs cannot be easily controlled. They cannot be dictated to. And for me, I see that as a big threat to Raila Odinga and to Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance. Yesterday, they hosted some space and they allowed Salasia to speak. But before allowing him, they were very clear with him that they only allowed him because he voted against that bill and that he had requested to say something. So that's number one. Number two, why Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance and Raila Odinga should be worried about this group is because of their ability to mobilize themselves and stage one of the most successful anti-government protests. I know you are asking why Azimio should be worried about that. The truth of the matter is that opposition in Kenya has always been associated. The opposition in Kenya has always been associated with protest. But now we have a generation which said, no, we are going to oppose this thing. They mobilized themselves. They opposed it. Which means today, as we speak, the opposition in the Republic of Kenya cannot take credit for the failure of that finance bill. Which begs the question, if Gen Zs had not stepped in, do you think the opposition would have stopped this finance bill? I doubt. This finance bill would be low today. Which means this generation can even stage anti-opposition. They can stage anti-Azimio protest and nothing will happen to them if the government cannot do anything. What tells you that someone like Kalonzo Musyoka can tell them anything? The truth of the matter is that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance is currently facing one of their biggest challenge. Minus Raila Odinga in the picture, these guys are unable to even hold a serious political rally. Do you think Kalonzo would have been able to mobilize Kenyans to reject the finance bill? And if he can't, if Wajakwa the Fifth can't, if for example Wamalwa can't, these guys organized. Are you not seeing a problem there? There's a very big problem there. They are making the opposition irrelevant. It means they now know that kumbe we can do these things. Number three, and this is grave, the 2027 politics. You see, let's agree. Kenya Kwanza is losing the ground. In the mountain, they can no longer get the kind of support they got in the last election. Again, you can't claim that they've won the support of other regions. In the Luhya nation, these guys are being chased every day. And of course, because of their failures. So, Azimio were positioning themselves. In fact, within Azimio, they had started fighting amongst them. Whether Kalonzo Musyoka would be the presidential candidate, whether Raila, whether Omalo should be Kalonzo's deputy, whether Oparanya, they had started positioning themselves. Then the Gen Zs are coming. And this is how the Gen Zs have now shifted the equation for 2027. It means they can easily decide that we don't want anything to do with Kenya Kwanza. We don't want anything to do with Azimio. We are bringing a new candidate. Tell me with the momentum they have, if that would be good news for Raila Odinga, if that would be good news for Kalonzo Musyoka, or for Azimio for that matter. So these guys are saying they want to drain the swamp, which means even as far as party politics is concerned, where nominations take place, they're not going to allow parties to mess. Where people without integrity are given tickets, they're not going to allow parties to do that. In fact, my biggest fear is that in the next election, these guys are going to vet candidates. And with the spaces they have, they'll be able to enlighten the voters. Yeah. So we are talking of party politics, which has always benefited a few. If you take UD nominations today, someone explained yesterday how these guys nominated their girlfriends in the county assemblies. If you take county assemblies in Nyanza, the same story. In Uasin Gishu, the same story. In Mount Kenya, the same story. The other day, the former Bahati member of parliament was lecturing Kimani Ichung'wah, because Kimani Ichung'wah had told Rigathi Gachagua to stop being a villager tribalist. The guy then told Kimani Ichung'wah to shut up, because I think the brother has been appointed where, the sister nominated where, another sister nominated where. That is how party politics is played. This time round, these guys are going to dictate to the parties. I don't expect, for example, in the last election in Nyanza, ODM party, for example, decided to give the tickets to all the sitting members of parliament apart from one. Some of those guys were very unpopular. But the people then said, okay, let us vote for them because Raila Odinga is going to become the president. Now with this generation, those kind of things will not happen. And if they were to happen, then they'll be taught, the political parties chiefs will be taught serious political lessons. And number 4 is the generational change politics. William Ruto, and this is very interesting, William Ruto and his team had started grooming Ndindi Nyoro. And they were grooming Ndindi Nyoro under the generational change. Then the Gen Zs are coming here. They are not in that category of Ndindi Nyoro. They are not in the category of Ruto. They are not in the category of Raila. Wako hapa chini. So it means these guys can decide, okay, for us to make change, we need to fix ourselves in key strategic political positions. These guys have the numbers. Just like I said, they are educated. Just like I said, they are tribeless. So they can go to Nairobi and say, okay, Sakaja, vile tunakuona, you are not performing. Okay? We want someone else to be our governor. I know this the question about their ability, that the Gen Zs cannot really succeed in politics right now because they are not organized, as in they don't have a leader, and that they might not have enough resources to campaign the entire country. And of course, someone was also telling me that they can't because our politics at the end of the day is tribal. And to give me an example, that when the demonstrations began, even the Rift Valley joined. But at some point, they retreated and said, okay, these guys are targeting our man. But I think with the time, these Gen Zs will not play to that kind of gallery. And lastly, these guys are definitely going to be the agenda carrier. They are going to dictate the discourse in the Republic of Kenya. Like right now, William Ruto is under a lot of pressure to dissolve the cabinet. And these guys are like, we don't want this minister, we don't want this minister, we don't want this minister. So they'll be carrying agenda. We don't want William Ruto to do this, we don't want this, we don't want this. It's happening. So I don't know what you think. But for me, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance should actually be worried about the Gen Zs. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.